live. Go live. Okay. We should be live. I don't know. Hopefully we are live. Yeah, we are actually live, guys. Okay. Very sorry about that. If one of you guys could tag Discord, then. All right. So I've got a bit of feedback. Sorry about the delay of one. OBS and YouTube decided to crap out on all of us at the same time. So yeah, that was fun. Hope everyone's okay in the chat. If you could let us know briefly if our audio's okay. Darra, give us a 1, 2, 3.
Oh, my bad. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing.
Jack?
Yo, Chaos Knight's the best.
Okay. If you could let us know how that was in chat, because this has been an absolute nightmare.
It's been a journey.
Yeah.
Journey to start the stream.
Oh my god, yeah. I don't know why all this happened. Anyway, let me just mute my
We're
YouTube.
all here, all of us, at once. At
Good
the same
God.
Time. It's probably not been done for almost a year.
Yeah, it's been a long ass time since we've all been together, but this is our stream talking about what we're going to do at the London Grand Tournament, which is just about a week away now. We've got an RTT on the Friday and then the GT main event on the Saturday and Sunday. So we're going to have a little chat, talk about our thoughts and feelings and our lists, what we expect to run into, the memes we're going to create, and the amount of alcohol we're going to consume. So let's start off with how everyone's doing. Darra, how are you doing, mate? What's been going on?
Things are good, yeah. Life's pretty busy at the minute in a series of real life kind of bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But other than that, getting really excited for the LGT. 14 games of Warhammer in 1 week is going to be what I'm going to do, which is going to hurt because I've got the Broadsword Major the week after.
Oh wow, yeah.
But I'm really excited. I think just I suppose the thought of the three of us hanging out together for the first time will be a lot of good fun. And honestly, like, I'm not particularly fussed about how I'm going to do with the LGT. I just want to have a really good time there, and I don't know. I'm gunning for the painting prize, but I think it's going to be a high level of competition, so who knows about that one. But yeah, I think in general, pretty good vibes, pretty excited, ready to go, counting down the days.
Yeah. Jack, what about you, man?
Yeah, again, really, really busy, real life. But yeah, really looking forward to RGT. I haven't played tournament in a while. I had an RTT a couple of weeks ago that went pretty well, and then Warhammer World before that. So looking forward to playing some more games. Got a big boy list again. Should be good memes. I've got 2 variants of the big boy list, one in the RTT and one in the GT. So
Ooh.
You can tell about the person who only has to drive to the event as opposed to the people who have to fly. It's like, ooh, I'm bringing 2 lists to the tournament.
I mean, there is literally I think there's one swap out. Like the difference between the 2 lists is like a squad of berserkers and one knight being slightly bigger, and that's it. That's the trade. So yeah, it all fits in one case.
Yeah, that's entirely fair.
How are you, Jamie?
I'm pretty stressed. I'm not gonna lie. This
I think we're all pretty stressed.
Yeah.
At the start of that stream.
Oh well, yeah. Not even that. Like both yourselves. Like I know what's kind of going on in real lives and stuff. And this last week, I've had some big life changes going on. Potentially anyway. So yeah, I'm stressing about that because it all decided to happen when I've got a week's vacation coming up and having to rush stuff. I'm not only trying to, get packed, get my list together, try and figure out a way to get my list to England without it getting destroyed in transit. And then, yeah. But I am incredibly excited. I can't wait. I know because I fly out tomorrow. I'm obviously going to see my family and some, my old school friends and stuff during the week. And then I believe you're arriving on Friday, right, Darra?
I'm
Friday
arriving
morning.
at 7 in the morning. My flight's at 5.
Yeah.
And we've got games at 12.
Yeah. So
me.
I know I'm gonna. I'll be probably meeting you at Liverpool Street or something, and then we'll just find a way.
So he doesn't get
escort
lost.
me through the busy streets of London, so I don't get lost.
Well, yeah, It's the problem is the Lee Valley Sports Centre. It's a really amazing venue. Like it's fucking brilliant.
It's in the arse end of nowhere.
But yeah, there's not a bus stop. Like you can't get a bus or a train there. Like you can, but then you've got like a half-hour walk and stuff. And we all know that I'm not taking no half-hour walk.
I was gonna say, man, that sounds pretty chill. Like I ain't got no problem.
Shut up, no. But the thing is, you're basically on the motorway. It's not like you can take a.
There's a footpath.
Oh, is there?
Yes, there is.
Oh, okay, all right. Anyway,
Stop making excuses, Jamie.
So, look, we're gonna go Liverpool Street. We're gonna get to Edmonton Green, and then we're gonna take a bus because there is one bus that goes there from Edmonton. So we'll be all right. And then Jack will be meeting us there. I assume at some point.
I'm gonna meet you at the venue. I think.
And then we got Josh and Luke.
There's a couple of people already saying in chat they're looking forward to meeting us, which is pretty hype.
Yeah.
Obviously, if anyone is hanging out, or if anyone's watching this before the LGT, come up and say hi. We're going to be wearing the Red Pat jerseys most of the days.
I'll only wear mine.
That's going to be ripe as fuck.
Yeah, I was going to say we should alternate it. Be like, who's going to be the promo guy?
That's going to get ripe real fast.
I say
I got
just
some of the new
all wear them
Tabletop
on.
Tactics strips, so I'm going to be flexing that one.
You just wear them on the Saturday. The Saturday is like our big day. We all got to represent. There ain't no way I'm wearing the same shirt 2 days in a row unless we get a washing machine in the hotel. But because it's that annoying. What is the fabric? Is it like nylon or something? I don't know.
I think it's dry fit. It's it's sports stuff.
Yeah, that stuff. But oh my god, they make you sweat so bad. It's like, especially when you're crammed in with a bunch of other people. But anyway.
Anyway.
But yeah,
Apparel outside of the equation, come up and say hi if you're around and you notice us.
Yeah.
We'll probably want to chat. Unless we're getting the absolute pants kicked off of us.
And then, if you want to approach us with a beer, if we've got that look on our face.
Yeah, and if you want to donate to the Red Path Beer Fund, you can super chat us on the stream. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's just going to be a really good meme. And I'm really actually looking forward to the RTT. So I suppose for anyone who doesn't know, we all registered for the same pod in the RTT.
Pod number 8. Pod number 8.
Of course.
So pod number 8, which is composed of 8 players. As far as I'm aware, it's 8 people.
Yeah, it's 8 players. They're all 8-player pods.
4 of them are world leaders now. And
4 of them are Red Path members.
4 of them are Red Path team members, which means none of us can play each other in the first round. And the other 4 are Shark Tank enthusiasts who are going to kick our doors in. So at least one world leader player should go 2-1. Thanks to the good old-fashioned submarine.
Yeah. Oh god, it's funny.
I mean, it's not going to be Darra, is it? Like his track record against World Eaters is
poor.
Poor at best.
Poor in fact, yeah. 0-5, I believe, is the track record. Then we were saying on Saturday we're going to have 1,000 people. Like
there's 700 people registered already.
Yeah.
640.
Yeah,
and I'm sure a load of people are going to register tomorrow. Like,
at midnight.
As they.
So, how are you guys feeling about the RTT in general? Like, how are you treating it? Are you going into it being like, I want to win this thing, or are you just like, because for me, it's basically like another way to warm up with my list. You know, I'm just like, it's 3 games where I'm like, I get to, practice the play pattern of the list, because I haven't actually really gotten a good chance to practice my list that much, unfortunately. So yeah, that's what it is for me. But what about you guys?
So for me, it's, as far as I understand it, we play the 3 missions, which are the same 3 missions.
The first 3 on Saturday,
yeah. And that's what I'm looking at, because my practice games so far have been mission 1 or mission 2. So I'm going to go into it with that in mind. Round 1, you're trying to win the game no matter what, but my round 1 is more about, okay, I can actually physically see the terrain now. This is where my army's going to fit. Let's test my deployment. Let's test the sort of things I've built up, like muscle memory wise, of moving to objectives turn 1 and everything. And no matter what I'm playing against, I want to kind of just dial that in a bit more practically on the day. And same for mission 2 and 3. It's just similar to what you said, Darra. It's just a bit of practice for the main event kind of thing for me. What about you, Jack?
Just warm up, Like it's a kind of that's how I'm treating it. It's a warm up event.
Like you're tryhards. Like you're a massive tryhards.
Listen, you're coming to this tournament with an entirely different type of energy.
So I'm treating the RTT as an opportunity to run the list that Darra bullied me out of running for the main event. So,
I just don't think that's quite correct, but fair enough. You can continue speaking.
Basically, Darra got me really drunk one night and convinced me to try freehand on my Tyrant. And so I did quite a lot of freehand on my Tyrant. I was a little drunk and you said, just do some freehand. And I was like, fuck it, why not? And so I have now. And
it's probably a more accurate portrayal of the
that's
story.
what it's the same thing as what I said the first time around, Darra. So I've got basically I'm using it as an opportunity to run my Tyrant because I really like the way he's painted. And he has some hilariously big numbered guns that are just not very good. So that'll be funny if one of them pops off as well.
What I'm hoping for is that you have a phenomenal RTT experience, like the Tyrant does insane for you,
and then have to put him away for the rest of the weekend.
Like, I regret not bringing the Tyrant so much. I am stuck with this shitty Desecrator, who hopefully will play into my expectation of doing fuck all, and then you will just be like, wonderful. What a terrible decision I made. I should have listened to Darra.
I'm going to bring you, Darra. You're going to have as many shots as my Desecrator does mortal wounds at the LGT. So.
I mean, look, the last time that we ran that simulation, it actually improved my performance. So.
I'm treating the RTT as an opportunity to run my Tyrant, basically. It's a really fucking bad list, but...
I don't think it's bad, but...
It is quite bad.
I think it's quite poor.
It literally, aside from the 4 big things, has Skull Taker, 10 Jackals, and 2 Spawn. That is it.
I don't know. Listen, let me just touch base with the chat briefly. So Josh apparently has got a present for us all. So, that's what we're really looking forward to on the RTT now. I think there was a question of when do we submit our lists?
RTT is tonight, and the main event's tomorrow, I think.
So basically try and get them submitted tonight.
Get an in.
Yeah. Well, all right. So let's follow on from that, Jack. Why don't you actually take us through your main event list? Take us through. Now, we did have a nice presentation set up for everyone, so you could visualize and really get into it. However, because of OBS being a piece of shit and us having to do a last minute thing with me streaming with no scene set up, we're not going to give you that. But you're going to enjoy.
You have to imagine it.
Yes, take yourself into your internal
place
safe
yourself
place.
in Jack's small, smooth brain.
Yeah. I can just see Darra's soul leaving his body.
Justify the list choices he has made.
Right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You guys ready? Are you braced for this long essay-like list? So Angron, my warlord. It's Angron.
Yep.
I've got 10 Jackals with a Skull Smasher and Icon. I don't have a model Chainblade because I don't have any modelled like that, so I'm not doing that. 5 Berserkers, some Plasma Pistols that are definitely Plasma Pistols and not, Icon and Eviscerator. A lot of Skulls with the Gorestorm Cannon, which is the middle one, the 24-inch range.
Yeah.
I
3
think.
damage.
Flat 3, yeah. And the Gatling, obviously. And then 2 Spawn. And then a Bloodthirster with a Great Axe, a Desecrator with a Laser Destructor, and I think I submitted with a Warp Strike Claw. I'm considering a last-minute switch to the Reaper Chainsword because obviously I've got a min-max. I've got a min-max. And then finally I'm taking Skull Taker as well, so... who is the named Blood Letter character. Yeah.
How many points of World Eaters is in your World Eater list?
Shut up, Darra. We can do that by the power of subtraction. I've got 770, 865 points of non-World Eaters. So, what, 11?
That's less than I thought it would be, actually, to be honest.
I mean, my RTT list has less World Eaters in it. My RTT list is 1,030 points of World Eaters and 970 points of not World Eaters. So
your main event
51%,
is 4 big
boys,
boys, right?
Four big boys. Yeah.
Chaos, Thirster, and Desecrator?
Yeah.
Cool.
So the Desecrator, for those of you who don't know, is apparently a shooty knight. It randomly has Ballistic Skill 2, which is great. He only has 1 weapon option for his gun, which is a Desecrator Laser Destructor, which is 3 shots. It's strength like 18 or something, minus a lot, and d6 plus 3 damage. And against vehicles and monsters, he gets devastating wounds.
It is actually a really good gun.
Yeah.
It's like this thing is going to hit and wound most things in the game on 2s.
Strength 18, yeah, and -4.
Okay, well, yeah, I suppose most monsters and vehicles is going to win on threes, but then you've got the added chance of a dev wound thrown in there.
Yep, I did send more wounds to Angron on Overwatch once with him, not that long ago, which was very entertaining.
Was that against Jamie?
No,
Ooh.
it was at my RTT. I had a mirror
Yes,
first round of my RTT with this exact list pretty much. So yeah, that's my list. So yes,
Okay.
basically
Do you
threat
have, like,
saturation.
any like expectation, any sort of preferred outcome from this? Are you going into it with anything other than like exude pure energy at the table?
So I'm going 5-0, and I'm going to then drop because I have to work on Monday. So
That's actually also my plan.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to play the shadow round. I've decided.
I'm not. Oh well, I could, but then I'd have to drive to my work because I'm on site at Excel Monday afternoon. So yeah, that's
we
what
might
my
match each
expectations.
other for the
In the
Monday
final.
game, and then both
In the
of us
final.
drop and easy.
Yeah, so that's my expectation. I like try and win a game, maybe. I don't know. Like,
I think you got a couple wins in there. Like
Yeah.
your first
not be
round.
hungover.
No, like your
Monday?
first round, like is just so random. You don't know. The problem is if you get like an easier match round one, your
I'm
round
gonna get
two.
fucked in match two.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
But if-
it'll just be like the sine wave, you know.
Yeah.
Just
you'll
the whole
bounce.
way.
Yeah, like,
I think
it-
you got 2 and 3,
it's
3 and 2.
I like it's a skew, and I know what skews are, so like I don't really care if I get blended or
I
like
mean,
'cause-
also that list just has the capacity of getting certain pairings, and like you said, it is a skew. It'll just like absolutely rail some armies that just don't have an answer to.
yeah.
Like you could go first against like Chaos Knights and just lift so many of them, you know. So
I probably can't lift that many of them. I think I kill
probably lift
maybe
a share of
3 or
arrows.
4 little
Yeah.
ones
yeah.
if I get lucky with like charges and shit.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like you could play
Yeah.
sisters at some point. That would be bad. Or Nids. Nids would be pretty rough.
Playing any horde list is going to be bad because I don't think I have horde clearance in my list at all.
Yeah,
really,
that's true.
Um,
but the Bloodthirster and Angron can both sweep, right? And
not
so
enough
can
attacks. Not enough attacks
Yeah.
for it to be like. And like, Angron is good, but like he's going to die first because he's going to be the first thing I throw at them. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
All right.
interesting.
Well, Darra, what about you? what skew are you bringing?
I'm bringing the skew of all the fucking World Leader characters that I can. I think my list is like it's approaching 900 points of characters, I believe.
Angron is like
Um,
400 of those.
Yeah. So there's Angron as the warlord. There's Khorne, just because. There's Invocatus. There's 2 Masters of Executions. One is the Glaive. One is Favorite of Khorne. There is 2 10-man Jackal squads. There's a 5-man Berserker squad and 2 10-man Berserker squads. There is an exalted 8-man 6-man squad, and then there is a regular 8-man 3-man squad, and then there is a Rhino. And that's the
Okay.
list.
That was pretty tryhard.
It's the classic Ronsil, right?
It's the classic Ronseal. I drank a bucket of Ronseal before I made the list, and it inspired me. And I haven't felt well since then. But I've also lost every practice game with this list, so that's a good sign too.
Yeah, but you play
And,
against like WTC players. Like
I've mostly been playing against my buddy Mike, who was on a video last week or the
Yeah.
week before.
Did he bring
also
his
pretty
Blood
good at the game.
Angels or his T
Yeah,
Sons?
he's like playing hard into Blood Angels
Yeah,
because he's
figured.
bringing them to Broadsword, and his list is really good. It's actually the archetype that I'd love to play for World Leaders, like MSU speed. It's tons of fun, but yeah, the practice games have been fairly rough. Just because I actually find it, and I think this is going to be an indicative problem when we play into Deck Guard as well, that it's really really difficult to outtrade these armies. Just because. So my list functions around the fact that there's generally 4 hammer units in the form of Angron, the 2 Berserker blobs, and the Exalted 8-bound squad. You can create another hammer unit by having the 3 8-bound pair up with Invocatus. So a lot of the power in the list is that like when I walk up to the table, I can like take out my spread of characters and assign them to different squads depending on what the game needs, or no squads at all. So that's kind of like fun, I would say. But also it means that I have to be able to read what I need those characters to do, which is kind of why I like really simple lists, because it means I can make those in-game decisions that, you know, might matter more. So that's the theory behind it, and yeah, you kind of have to play the 4 hammer units correctly. And in the 2 practice games that I did this week, which was a slight variation of this list, basically on the go turn, 3 out of 4 of the hammer units are failing their charges in both of those games. At which point I have experienced the consequence of that happening, and it's just an immediate wipeout of my army. So that's pretty rough. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen in the actual games. But overall, like I like the list. It's really similar. It's almost exactly the same. In fact, it's what I brought to Warhammer Worlds. It just changes the 6-man 8-bound into Exalted and adds a 3-man 8-bound squad. That's basically the only change. So it's fine. It just needs to be played correctly, otherwise the wheels fall off the bus, and then the bus crashes and falls off a cliff, and everyone inside dies.
But that's us right now. It's like we are somehow still. You can't make a mistake with this army. Like everything has to go right, and you've got a chance, or you can do well.
To be fair, if I lose the Custodes with this list, I'm going to resign from the Red Path, because I do not deserve to have any sort of competitive viewpoint if I lose the Custodes in their current state with this list.
They're really bad now, aren't they?
They're so bad.
They're not. No, they're not really bad. Versus us, we now probably win that game. Overall, it's like everyone who was playing them is dooming and glooming it. Now they're just a balanced army. They don't get to abuse things. They are now in the position that every other predominantly melee army is in, where you have to be good at the game. A good Custodes player will do what a good World Eaters player will do, and do well with them. But we do have probably the advantage in that matchup now. I think.
So, I think the list will play really well into some of the armies, and the terrain layout is very favorable for our speed, because the ability to jump between the runes is super easy when our units move minimum 8. So yeah, overall, I think it's a fine list. It's not revolutionary. If it does anyway well, it's not going to be that interesting for people to look at, because you said, it's Ronseal, but what I like about it is that it kind of emphasizes me making the correct decisions. So I have to be on my game. And I don't know. It looks nice on the table.
Yeah, right. I mean, it is definitely a list where it delivers basically only haymakers, but if they connect, you're just you're doing knockouts. But that's the thing. There's a few jabs in there depending on what you attach and stuff, but generally, every time your stuff connects, it's got to be deleting the unit, deleting the target, and that target has to be something that needed to be deleted, or you're able to then position to be safe, so you just don't get wiped yourself. But it obviously can work.
Oh yeah, it definitely can work. I'm not pessimistic about its performance. I essentially brought this list to Warhammer Worlds at that major, and I've been playing it since then. And I wouldn't say that I'm I really enjoy the play pattern, but it's as close as I can get to having a play pattern that suits me with our current index, because I don't really think I can actually make a list that's oh yeah, that's how I play. But this is about as good as I'm getting.
And until I get Warp Talons and Raptors back, I just feel like I'm never going to get that. It's really frustrating, especially with the newest points drop. I mocked up a CSM list. I'm like, man, this is what I want. I'm just sort of looking lovingly at them. But I don't know. I think both your lists. It's going to depend on your paths, or all of our paths. What
I think
we run into.
I've got an actual goal now. I've thought of one. It's going to be finish 1 battle point ahead of Darra. Just like Warhammer World.
Just like Warhammer World, baby. I'm here for it. If you do that, I'm so hyped for you, because doing well with your list is just not something that's ever in my realm of possibility. If I was to take that, I would just get my door kicked in.
It's not player skill, it's luck of matchup. That's literally all it is.
There's a little bit of management, I think, project management, in terms of I've got these 4 dudes, what do I do with them?
The project is, I can tell you what goes through my mind at the start of the game. It's okay, these guys are going to move as far forwards as fast as possible. That is it.
So Jamie, what's your list?
Okay, so alright, brace yourselves everyone. This is the list. This is the list that is going to sit perfectly halfway in the final tables. It's an absolute pure mid-table list. So, importantly, the list has been submitted and is called Reminder, Don't Get Drunk Until Round 2. Just so I remind myself to not get drunk until round 2.
That's
Coward.
an unreasonable
You fucking
expectation.
coward.
Yeah, like
Listen,
you
I
have
just want to
Jamie,
deploy.
It's a 9 a.m. start, Jamie. You need to get on it.
No, man, that's pathetic. That is pathetic.
Listen, just let me do. No, I mean round 2 of
Jack's
game 1.
list is tailored to ensure that he can deliver pints to our table in a record time.
Yeah, round 2. Like all I do is like if I go first, move forward and charge. If I don't, I just stay where I'm at. So it'll be a quick round 1. Anyway,
Okay.
So that look, we're discussing the title of my list, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I'm pint delivery system. That's what my list is for.
So
Okay.
we've got Angron, we've got Khorne, we have Kel the Shattered Blade, who is my World Eater's Lord on a Juggernaut because everyone's
Is he
got a
named
name.
in this
Oh
fucking
fuck
file?
yes he is.
Oh my
Playing
god.
that card.
I've done it. I'm
Okay.
going there. Then we've got Varg the Reddened, who's my Master of Executions with the Berserker Glaive. We have
These are all from the name generator.
no, they're not.
I recognise them from the name generator.
Are they really?
Yeah.
God damn it, that's crazy. Anyway, then we've got Hastati 12, my Jackal squad. We have Ren squad, which are Khorne Berserkers, 10-man. Obviously, all the plasma pistols and eviscerators where you can. Then we have 2 5-mans, Talon squad and Feast squad. Then we've got the Abattoir, which is my first Rhino. Then we've got Bloodsmear, my second Rhino. Then we've got the Blood Chosen. I mean, there's a theme here with the names, right? Which is a squad of 3 8-bound. We have Chaos Spawn, who didn't get a name because they're Spawn.
Rookie mistake.
My immersion is
mistake.
ruined.
Well, I'll call them Jack
My
and
immersion
Darra
is
on the
ruined.
table.
Call him Jack and Darra, yeah.
Then we've got, okay.
Respecting
Anklis
class
Edis,
nameplates.
which is my World Eater's Forge Fiend. Anklix Edis, I think is how
What
I
does that
pronounce it.
mean?
Dude, I was just like fucking putting letters on the keyboard.
Sure.
Like, I just, yeah. Then we've got Heroth the Brutal, a Hellbrute with Las Cannon and Flamer and Fist. Then we've got Scarlet Gorefist, who is also a Hellbrute, Las Cannon, Flamer and Fist. And that is the list.
So you only have 2 Hellbirds, right?
Yeah, I'll drop the third one.
Pathetic.
Disappointing.
Well, I wanted the
Really,
extra
really
berserkers.
really disappointing.
Shut
Where
up,
are
shut
where are the
fuck up.
predators? What is this?
I was promised a gun.
I was promised fucking kill shot is what I was promised.
Well, I didn't get kill shot. If I had kill shot, I'd be running fucking kill shot, but I don't have kill shot. No, I found I've been playing a few practice games. Probably had 3 practice games on the LGT terrain on TTS.
Sorry, Jamie. Actually,
Yeah.
interesting on that, right? Because so myself and Jack are both really used to playing on UKTC.
Yeah.
How do you find as like, you know, coming from the American kind of circuit, how do you find that transition into playing on UKTC?
It's not as nice as I was hoping for. So the GTs I play at over here, or some of the tables at my RTTs, because my local crew's still transitioning over to 10th edition terrain, right? Have a lot more like closed fire lanes, unless it's one GT we have to use the old GW 9th edition terrain, which is obviously just murder kill. This does have like really big firing lanes, and the central objective is almost always completely exposed, which is kind of problematic with us generally lacking a unit we're happy to sit and take a pounding. Like Terminators might do the job and stuff, but none of us are running Terminators at the moment.
I don't even know if they do in like the UKTC format, because it's like I feel like you want those Terminators to have the benefit of cover if they're going to be
Yeah,
squatting
exactly,
on an
yeah.
objective.
Yeah.
I did notice that, and like I suppose it kind of is always that way in UKTC, that the middle objective is like,
Yeah,
you
which
know,
is
just out in the
fine,
open.
but like missions, mission 1 is the one I played the most. You've got a huge diagonal, just everything gets shot. Then the 3 objectives, you've got an angle, except on the one which is further away, the cover's further away from you. Your home is fairly safe, but the home objective rarely matters these days. So, I mean, that is also partially why I dropped down to 2 Hellbrutes, because if I did test it with 2 Predators and 3 Hellbrutes, and then 1 Predator and 3 Hellbrutes, and I need the mobility to get there, but also the ability to be able to hide most of my stuff turn 1, because I'm typically wanting Angron on the board, unless it's like Imperial Knights or something. So the 2 Hellbrutes, although my last game I played them badly, or the game I played versus Don, I played them badly, they should be able to turn 2, turn 3, get to a middle objective, and they're my unit that's going to sit there with a flamer and a las cannon, and like, okay, do you really want to have to shoot these guys? Because ideally I've taken out the thing that one-shots them, is my hope. I've traded Angron for the knight with the Volcano Lance or what have you. So then they have to commit something. And they're OC3 each, so, you know, you can't just tow on a single model there. And they can heroic if I have to, because they are walkers. So they're my plan for that, knowing that I have to be exposed at some point. And then I added in an extra couple of 5-man Berserker squads just for the initial trade-in, advancing onto an objective if I have to. We'll see. I don't know. It's tough. Like, I've played against Death Guard and Chaos Demons. Death Guard is such a tough match for us right now. This is obviously the new Death Guard. The old Death Guard could be rough for sure. Demons was it kind of blew out in my favour just because, you know, I everything I needed to happen happened, and I got good dice.
Demons kind of feel okay in general, I think, because like they're like, oh, we want to get into melee, but our melee is worse than your melee.
Yeah, and then also like you can avoid, like if they cluster up their big boys, like because Be'lakor wants to give everyone stealth or not stealth, can't be shot, which we don't mind too much about. I mean, I do a little bit, but generally we don't. Okay, you keep all your big boys together. I'll just take everywhere else on the board because you can't really shoot me, other than the Everstave with the Lord of Change, which shoots like a motherfucker. That thing is brutal in shooting.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I mean, you can always send Glavemo into one of those big boys, and he's just going to destroy one of them.
Glavemo killed Be'lakor, the Lord of Change, and then put like 10 to 12 damage on Rotigus. Like that in my last game, familiar. Like he just.
He's made for killing greater demons.
Oh my god!
Man was born great. In the warp and wants to go back.
But yeah, that's my list. I think, I mean, honestly, like I think all 3 of us and any World Eaters player there, you want a beneficial win path or game path.
Yeah, but I feel like the game path is like weirdly not what people like would associate as like a beneficial game path in general. Yeah, you know, because like if we match Deck Guard, we get the pants taken off us. Yeah, but like if we match, you know, I actually don't feel bad about the Eldar matchup in a weird way. I know they're still like
less
bullshit,
so. Yeah,
but, like,
I'm more scared of Death Guard played by a competent player now than I am with a versus Eldar played by someone who's
that's pretty much what I mean. Yeah,
just jumped on
like
them,
equal skill Death Guard player is so much scarier than an equal skill Eldar player. I think
so. Yeah,
for us specifically in this case, and like I think I'm not sure how difficult Tau is going to be for us because I think
depends on the list.
It depends. It does depend on the Tau list, but it also depends on the terrain.
Yeah, it depends on the mission and the orientation of the terrain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's I think mission 3 would be quite preferential for us into Tau, but mission 1 has those 2 like zones that Tau can just deposit most of their army in, and they can see a lot of the board.
Yeah.
I should really look at the missions at some point this week.
You should.
Yeah, good one. Let me just snipe in. Thanks to the Warboss for buying us about a quarter of a pint.
End of a pint, yeah.
No, thanks for the super chat. Beer in London is quite expensive. Not as expensive as Vegas, but it is pretty bad. So Warboss says, if only someone had told us about Terminators. So
honestly, in the UKTC layout, I feel like Terminators have more play than a player plays terrain situation.
I'd agree. I think with the scout move, I think if you give them the scout move so you can take that one piece of terrain turn 1, hopefully, because you need. If you move 6 inches in mission 1 on your left side with the 6-inch scout move, unless they've got indirect or something, you can position your 8-bound so they almost completely can't be shot from the angles unless they've got something that moves 20 inches and shoots or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Terminators might do all right. I can see that. But, yeah, none of us are taking them.
Like, I've always said if I was going to take a serious list, I'd probably take loads of Terminators. But,
Yeah.
like, the serious list I would want to try would be 2 blocks of 10 Terminators with Implicatus and some 8-man and stuff. But
It could work, yeah. It doesn't suit me. That's like the primary reason why I'm not playing it. I'm actually really enjoying speed at the minute and just like how fast our lists can actually be, which I think is a huge benefit on UKTC, because a lot of the runes are like a little bit more than 6 inches away from each other, which is bad for most armies but really good for us, because it's just like, well, I don't care about this, you know. So I'm finding it pretty nice, like running around on the map. However, Blood Angels with melta pistols is pain embodied. It is so rough, and I feel really bad about it. I actually genuinely think Blood Angels and Death Guard are like my 2 most feared matchups. I'd rather play Tau over either of those 2, I think.
Good what? Say again?
I'd rather play Tau than play Blood Angels or Death Guard.
Wow. Okay. I don't care whether Tau are OP broken with their new codex, or if they're like, it costs you 2,000 points for 1 squad of Fire Warriors that you have to take. I never want to play Tau. It's just a game I walk up to and I'm like, I just don't want to play this.
You're the only one of the 3 of us that has a Tau army, though, Jamie.
I don't have it anymore. I don't have it anymore.
I don't believe you.
I don't
believe you.
I gave it away.
I think there's a lot of stuff here that's like repressed projection kind of energy.
Yeah.
No, look.
If I couldn't be good with Tau, no one else could.
Yeah.
No. Alright, so look, here's what actually happened. I did give it away. My local group's doing their GT in about a month's time, and I gave it away so we could auction it off to raise money for our local group, because all they do is that all the money they give back to charity, and I want them to get some money for themselves because they buy all the terrain and prize support and stuff. And
All I'm saying, Jamie.
Shut up!
You're being very defensive.
I'm about to flip it on you. So I gave it away, and a bunch of other guys donated some Tau stuff, and then we've got a couple of really good painters in our local group, and they're painting it for free to get it up to like really good standard. So then it's going to be auctioned off at the GT, and I'm going to buy it back. So I'm basically just giving it away to get it painted.
This is disgusting. What the
You're
fuck?
goddamn right. And then I'm going to play it in a GT.
Jesus.
I will
that's
play
wild.
if I win that auction back.
Someone clip it.
Wait.
Someone clip it.
So, does that just effectively mean that you get a commission?
Yeah,
for
for winning a tournament.
Small
Yeah. But like,
Wow.
30 quid
Is
ticket or
this
something?
capitalism?
At the latest stage, yes, it absolutely is. Yeah.
Reinventing
The
late stage
final
capitalism
form,
with
yeah.
Jamie Miller. Love to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, yeah, the template pattern is like
the Red Pass live on YouTube Discord just told me. What the fuck?
cool. We got there.
Did it, team.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's like pretty interesting overall. Like, you know, my big takeaway from this, and obviously, you know, Jack is as a bit of an outlier, but like, it's really cool that like all 3 of our lists are like very dramatically different from each other, because I feel like when the 9th edition codex came out, there was not that much variation between the 3 of our lists and what we were bringing. It was like minor adjustments, you know. And now there isn't even like a consistent core. Like the closest thing to
Angron.
core,
Angron.
yeah, that's like the closest thing to actually like the same amount of points in all of our lists, which is really cool, I think. And yeah, I don't know. That's like what's got me excited, is like seeing how 3 very, very different lists perform at what is probably one of the highest levels of competitive play that's happened this year.
Yeah.
I can't wait to match Darra in round 2 of the RTT and have your list bounce off mine.
Your ego is so annoying to deal with on a daily basis. But it's
I've got,
okay.
I've got 2 toughness 13 bodies. Enjoy that.
That's fine. Exalted
Enjoy that.
8-pounder, strength 15 on the charge, baby. It's no problem. I would take your list apart, I think, quite easily. Comfortably, in fact.
I think the Tyrant will do more work than you expect him. I've been
Listen-
negging him just enough that he's going to be really good at the
You've been putting him
LTT.
down. What would Darra say when you roll that dice?
So look, here's the
Yeah.
thing: you two can figure it out in round 2 over who's going to fight me in round 3.
And then so I'll beat Darra, and then I'll beat you.
I hate playing against you, Jamie.
As
Playing against you twice and
all
it's,
of our
like, not a
historic
fun
games have
experience.
showed, Jamie.
We're
I will
2 and
beat
2,
you.
Jack. We're 2 and 2.
Okay, let's take apart those games, shall
Anyway, so Darra, how?
we? So my 2 defeats to you. The first game of 10th I played, and I was playing a janky White Scars list that had 30 Assault Marines at the end of 9th.
Okay,
Versus 2 proper World Eaters versus World Eaters Mirrors.
so
Yes. Yes.
look, man. Sometimes I just take it easy on you, and like sometimes.
The proper serious
Right.
competitive games you take.
Before this gets into
Sure.
a shitting contest, I have Josh's list here for
Okay.
the LGT. So let's take a look. We've got Angron. We have
How many
a
Land
Master of
Raiders?
Execution with the Glaive. We have one with Favorite of Khorne.
Okay.
We have 10 Jackals. We have 2 10-man Berserker squads. We have 3 8-bound, 3 8-bound, 3 Exalted, and 2 Land Raiders.
Ooh.
So another pretty different list.
Yeah.
relative to what we're
Without an
bringing.
invuln, I'm looking forward.
I
to
feel
that.
like this is like the weird marriage of me and Jack, where it's kind of like I'm bringing big boy energy, but also still bringing world leaders.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
Two Raiders is,
Josh.
like, pretty interesting.
I think Josh ran 3 Land Raiders last year.
for
right?
most of 9th.
Yeah. So
which
there's
is,
definitely
you know,
his thing.
admirable.
But like, it's a unit. If you play it enough, you're going to get good with it because you'll learn, how the unit should function on the table and stuff. So
Yeah.
like,
I think it's a really
expect-
cool list, though.
Yeah. If,
It's
and
got
those
like
are the right units to make the Land Raiders work as well.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Feel
It's like
it's a-
weird because you just don't have the opportunity to shoot the Land Raiders when Angron's running at you
Yeah.
really. And then there's like 8-band getting busy, which is really nice too. They're going to score a lot of the tactical points, I think, in this list.
Yeah.
And obviously, I imagine the 10-man Berserkers are hanging out inside the Raiders because it doesn't really make sense to put 8-band in there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you could start some Exalted 8-bound in one to start with, just so
the
you,
slingshot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then advance the Berserkers inside afterwards. Like, you've got options, like, basically.
Snake Whips knows if we're going to stream a game at the LGT. We won't, but War Games Live will be there.
Yeah.
So if you want
Maybe
to see
we
us
will.
on stream, all of you spam Joe in chat saying get the red path on stream.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe he will get one of us on stream. Preferably me, because I am a natural entertainer.
It would probably be yours just because of the army, the way it looks
Yeah.
as well.
I don't think he takes that into account.
He does like good looking armies. Yeah, as long as it's 3 colours ready and everything.
Yeah.
But depending on like if you're like 3-0 at the end of day 1, he'll look at the armies and like he sees yours, he's gonna be like, okay, this shit is good.
I
Unfortunately,
mean,
mine is
I think
not
it's
gonna-
just really cool in general that Joe is coming over for
Oh,
the
yeah.
LGT. Like
Yeah.
it shows how the event in general is really like maturing.
yeah.
Because it was not that long ago that the LGT was the styrofoam terrain
Yes.
debacle.
It-
Well, that
you know?
was-
2019, wasn't it?
Yeah, like halfway
Yeah,
through
so-
8th edition, I think.
Yeah, which is really cool to see. I don't know. For me, it's like really awesome to see the development from there to what is now like probably one of the biggest events in the world outside of the LVO.
Yeah, it's got to be up there.
Yeah, and like the 3 of us being there as well is like pretty sick. I'm like
Yeah.
super hype on that, and yeah, I don't know. Do you have any expectation of like your result, Jamie? I know Jack is saying like 2 wins.
Said 1 win.
1
Okay.
win. Okay, 1 and 4. 1 and 4 for Jack.
Oh no, 1 and 7 across the 2 events.
Oh, okay, wow.
Oh,
Fair.
wow.
And is the
okay.
one against me?
yes.
So it's basically 7.
Round
and
2
7.
of the RTT.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
So in the RTT, I would like to go 2 and 1 because that is what I like to achieve at an RTT. But I can see 1 and 2 depending on.
If you match Darra or not.
Oh, come off it, Jesus!
And then
This is going to be
for
such an annoying kind of cyberbullying, but in real life.
for the excuse me, for the GT, I would like to do 3 and 2, but I think 2 and 3 is more realistic, just based on the quality of opponents and how I tend to feel at bigger events. What?
I think it really depends on where you get your wins, because London is like LVO in that there is a massive like spectrum of skill there.
That is true.
Yeah, just because there's 1,000 people doesn't mean there's not.
So if you go if you go 0-2, you will probably go 3-2.
Okay.
I
then that's what I do. I'll just throw my first 2 games.
Get really fucked up and then be really creative in game 3 and win.
Yeah. So yeah,
Really creative. What's he doing with those hell brutes?
One up each nostril.
I feel like your list has the fun factor of like your opponent checks it before the game and they're
like, what the fuck is this?
And it's like, oh, it's like Hobo Jamie showing up with his like fun world eater list that he's only just finished painting.
It's gonna be
rock up and you're like, oh, it's me and Jamie from the Red Path, and then you just slam them.
It does very much look like this is what I have painted list. Almost,
oh yeah, I know,
like...
I know.
And then when the fact that you've named every unit as well.
Yeah.
It's like my man is playing so hard into the
synapse. It's the one thing I can do. Like, you can control. Like, all it is getting inside my opponent's head and living there and just fucking like jumping up and down on their brain and then taking the shit and then leaving with the win.
Why do you need to take the shit?
Because they're my opponent and they must be destroyed.
That's core ethos for the Red Path.
I am actually going to go into my list and rename all my units now, I think.
I am probably going to do the same.
Yeah. You should.
It's a strong...
Well, anyone who doesn't do that is a fucking amateur, man. It's like...
I didn't even know you could do that function in the new...
No, you have to do it manually. I copied it to a notepad
in the export.
And rendered it and then uploaded that.
I actually just don't care that much.
I might do that in the web app rather than on my phone. So.
Yeah, you can just jump in the into BCP and do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, it's a pro gamer move.
It's not.
It is. It's a 180 no scope. Come on.
Fair.
180 no. A 360 no scope is the good one, Jamie.
Yeah, I know. That's
180 no scope.
180.
180 is turning backwards and shooting someone.
Yeah. If it's which I've never understood, because if a 360, right, I can see you right now. What's the point in turning?
Because it shows skill, Jamie.
It's
if you do a 180 no scope, you're shooting one of your mates. Like.
Yeah, I was always a team killer in Battlefield games.
It's
that's
okay.
the most fun.
We are falling so far from where we began, but I think it definitely shows our enthusiasm and excitement for next week. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good laugh, right?
Yeah, I look. Basically, we're there to have a good time. As long as we all come away having a good time, that's what matters. And our
if you want to
opponents
follow
enjoy
along at
games,
home, we'll be updating the Discord regularly with how we're doing. We'll probably make a temporary channel in there for the LGT just so people can easily track progress. And if you're at the LGT, if you're just coming in to say hello, if you're playing in any of the small events, walk around. One of us will be there. We'll all be there, but it might be hard to find all of us.
On the floor under a table because we're so fucking drunk.
We're all going to be wearing our shirts. It's fine.
Sure, Jan. But yeah, so come up and say hi. We always love chatting to people, and yeah, I'm pretty hype. I need this holiday badly.
But yeah, all right. I think that kind of wraps it up for us now, don't it? Because I know Jack's got an important rugby game to go and watch, and I should probably finish painting my army at some point.
Yeah.
I've
been painting a rhino since I came back from Warhammer World, and it's still not done.
I have 8 War Dogs Neo and Sprue that need painting, so I can last minute pivot to Chaos Knights for the main event. So
this guy,
I mean, that's perfectly within.
There's still time. That's just over a night a day. That's fine.
Yeah,
and you can literally paint each, or you can name each War Dog as well on your.
That's what ChatGPT's for, Darra.
It's so true. It's so true. It's also helping me write my PhD application. God bless AI. But yeah, like, anything you guys want to say before we close it out? I guess. I don't know, about the LGT preferably, rather than two of you talking muck at each other.
No, I think just like what
Sorry.
you said, if you're there, come and say hello to us. It'd be great to meet people. We're pretty easy to find. You know what we look like. We don't know what you look like though, so just come and say hi. And yeah.
Yeah, especially come over during round 2 of the Friday RTT, where I will be beating the shit out of Darra, both on the tabletop and in real life.
Yes, please save me from actual physical abuse.
All right. Okay.
It's getting tiresome.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching the stream and chilling out with us. And we will probably have some drunken shorts that we'll be uploading and stuff like that. And our updates.
The title of next week's Red Path content will be Regret.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching. And we will catch you in the next one. So yeah. Until next time, folks. Stay healthy, stay safe, and